So which of the following is likely to be most significant factor in the development of contrast nephropathy? Okay, so atorvastatin, iohexol contrast material, metformin, pre-procedure EGFR, ramipril. Okay, here's the question first. A 62-year-old old man who has diabetic nephropathy is admitted to the emergency department with nausea and vomiting. Diabetic patient, nausea, vomiting. He has undergone a contrast tomography CT scan of the abdomen for investigation of abdominal pain and anemia some 3 days earlier. His medication includes ramipril, atorvastatin, aspirin, metformin, and insulin glargine. His pre-procedure estimated EGFR is 28. On examination, his blood pressure 139 by 90, 88 regular pulse. Abdomen is soft, mildly tender, consistent with vomiting. So hemoglobin 10, WBC, platelet, sodium, potassium raised 5.9. Bicarbonate low 15, and here creatinine 456. So which of the following is the likely to be most significant factor in the development of contrast nephropathy? Atorvastatin, iohexol contrast media, metformin, pre-procedure EGFR, and ramipril. So three factors. Two factors, one is metformin, another is pre-procedure EGFR.
I think EGFR because already kidney is damaged, compromised, and now we are doing this.
Yes, this is one of the factor. Okay, let's see. Pre-procedure EGFR. Patient has EGFR on just
Not given.
28, yeah. Okay,
sorry.
the number of studies have looked at the risk of contrast-induced nephropathy in patients with the diabetic mellitus. Metformin only appears to become an important risk factor for phenomenon when EGFR dips below 30 ml per minute. This fit with the prescribing information for metformin, which recommends discontinuation when EGFR falls below this level. Okay. So 27, which of the following is the most appropriate next step? So atorvastatin, phenylnicotinic acid, omega-3 reassurance. 32-year-old woman who is 20 weeks pregnant with her first child comes to the clinic for review. She's very concerned because she has had her cholesterol checked at a private doctor and her high density lipoprotein level is 1.1, TG 3.2, and her low LDL is 3.9. So her pregnancy is progressing well. She has no known medical illness. So which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Atorvastatin, fenofibrate, nicotinic acid, omega-3 reassurance. Patient,
Reassurance.
yes, patient has no any complication or any
And atorvastatin we cannot give, I think.
yes, in case of pregnancy. So reassurance is the best option. Yeah. So although this patient has elevated LDL and TG, normal range have not been established in pregnancy. Elevated cholesterol and TG level are known to occur in pregnancy. Pregnancy is normal, okay? Are thought to be the due to change in sex steroid hormones, liver and adipose metabolism. As yet, there is no established normal range for cholesterol level in pregnancy. No treatment is therefore required. So 28, a 23-year-old woman is reviewed in the cardiology clinic following an out-of-hospital cardiac arrest. So she is found to have congenital long QT syndrome, with a resting ECG showing the QT interval 510 milliseconds. She also has congenital immunoglobulin deficiency and frequently takes antibiotics. So which of the following should be avoided in future? Coamoxiclav, doxy, erythromycin, cipro, and last one, cephalexin. Is it erythromycin?
I think so.
Macrolides, because patient has congenital long QT. So macrolides include erythromycin as a recognized cause of QT prolongation should be avoided in this case. Okay.
I did not ciprofloxacin.
Okay. You have a Confusion. I think previously you said this
Yeah.
about
হ্যাঁ
ciprofloxacin.
আমার মনে হয় একটা ইয়েতে কোশ্চেন ছিল এরকম
Not-
পাস
But
পাস
not ciprofloxacin. We found that levofloxacin might be. Yes.
লিভো
Yes. Okay, I checked in my Magrabi. Just a minute. Okay.
লিভোফ্লক্সাসিন তো ম্যাক্রোলয়েডি সো ইরাইথ্রো হলে
Levofloxacin, not macrolide.
ও সরি সরি
Ciprofloxacin.
সরি ক্লোরোকুইন
Yes. So yes, levofloxacin they given. Also cipro or floxacin can cause long QT, but in Magrabi they only mentioned levofloxacin. But I wrote here cipro and ofloxacin also causes long QT.
Yeah, I read somewhere. That's why I confuse every time.
So ciprofloxacin is not thought to significantly prolong QT interval, but QT করে prolong কিন্তু significantly করে না. Quinolone use is discouraged anyway. However, because of the risk of tendon rupture, especially with the class and risk of neurological toxicity. তা তো জানি.
বলো তো কোন টেন্ডনটা রাপচার হয়
Achilles.
Achilles.
টেন্ডন
Hmm. Okay, so next question. 29. Which of the following is the most important intervention? So fresh protein plasma, potassium sulfate, PCC, and factor recombinant factor 7, vitamin K. INR 5.7. Okay, a 59-year-old man who is treated with warfarin for atrial fibrillation is admitted to the emergency department with large upper GI hemorrhage. His daughter tells you that he has suffered from indigestion, which has increased over the past week, coinciding with the taking the ibuprofen for a knee injury. His blood pressure 90/60, pulse 110, and he's very tender in the epigastrium, so hemoglobin 7.8. And white cell, platelets, sodium, potassium, creatine, okay, INR 5.7. Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? So fresh protein plasma, potassium sulfate, PCC, and recombinant 7A, vitamin K. Which one? PCC. Hemoglobin is reduced.
reduce and like that's the main point is patient is hemorrhagic and
Yeah,
INR is 5.7 these two
yes,
yeah.
depleting present. So 30 number question, which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Most appropriate intervention. Okay, so here thyroid isotope is in global decrease uptake. I think subacute might be. So
হ্যাঁ
here-
গ্লোবাল হচ্ছে যে দেখো
Uptake.
গ্লোবাল ডিক্রিজ আপটেক এটা হয়তো বা ড্রাগের জন্য হতে পারে টিএসএইচ হচ্ছে
Sorry.
0.05 অ্যামিওডার্নের জন্য হতে পারে
might be.
দেখো
Okay, a
দুটার
30-year-old
ক্ষেত্রেই
man
তো হয়।
comes to the endocrine clinic for review. He has suffered from flu-like symptoms over the past 2 weeks, pain over the anterior neck, anxiety and palpitation. So our diagnosis subclinical.
সাবিক
Subacute. So I will just to NSAID diboy. Naproxen.
NSAID
Yeah.
Okay. So which of the following is the most same question? So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So bilirubin 80, ALP 325, ALT raised. So
হেপাটাইটিস এ হওয়ার পসিবিলিটি অনেক বেশি সবই তো হেপাটাইটিস ইয়েটা পড়ো খালি
ALT টা বসি। আচ্ছা এখানে আপনার
Vaccinated for hepatitis A.
ও
So hepatitis E.
ই ইয়া এ এন্ড ই দিস আর দ্য ফিকোরাল রোগ হয়তোবা ও যে মরক্কোতে গেছে স্ট্রিট ফুড খাইছে এগুলো থেকে হতে পারে
হ্যাঁ রাইট হ্যাঁ So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Barter, Gitelman, type 1, type 2, type 3, particle, okay. So
Potassium low.
percentage is 42, blood pressure normal and hypokalemia. So Gitelman syndrome.
No.
No.
Chloride is high. Chloride is high. Look, chloride, hyperchloremic metabolic acidosis is there.
Okay.
Chloride high both present in the barter and men.
Yeah. And no. It is renal tubular acidosis.
Yes,
Right.
renal
Yes,
tubular
alkalosis.
6.1. Okay.
Yeah. Metabolic acidosis is the condition.
Yeah. So okay, I read the question.
SLE patient.
SLE
Type
patient
one.
type 1.
টাইপ 1 এসএলই আরএ আরেকটা আমরা পড়লাম ওদিন সিকেল সেল অ্যানিমিয়া রাইট
Yes.
all inflammatory
Sjogren.
autoimmune
Is it Sjogren?
Sjogren both type 1 and type 2
Yeah,
both
type 1, type 1. Too.
type 2 both have the Sjogren syndrome.
Yeah.
Mm. So pH is the another point more than 6 so 6.1
6.1 which is more than 5.1 is for type 1
type 1, right?
Mhm. এত ভুল করি আমি উফ কি আর বলবো এটার কথা
Okay, which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Most appropriate. A 32-year-old woman with brittle asthma comes to the clinic for review. She is currently managed with fluticasone and salmeterol, BD, Montelukast, and she complains that she is still short of breath, coughing at night, and her peak flow only 350. And on examination, blood pressure okay, pulse okay, regular. There is only minor wheeze. On auscultation in his clinic, BMI 23, routine blood examination normal. Which of the following is the most appropriate next step? That means increase inhaled fluticasone, theophylline, low dose oral prednisolone, omalizumab, and roflumilast. Prednisolone.
না 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 প্রেডনিসোলন না
Patient-
ও অলরেডি হচ্ছে ও মন্টিলুকাস্ট খাচ্ছে হ্যাঁ তাহলে প্রেডনিসোলন
Salmeterol, Montelukast, and fluticasone.
ও
Inhaled.
ফ্লুটিকাসনও খাচ্ছে
in-
তাহলে
in-
ওমালিজুম্যাব হতে
Why
পারে
not omalizumab?
হ্যাঁ
Why
Patient,
not
omalizumab?
omalizumab?
patient didn't getting oral prednisolone. We give omalizumab.
It is not a severe condition to give the prednisolone. There is only
Yeah.
minor wheeze on auscultation.
হুম
So I think it is omalizumab.
ওমালিজুম্যাব
Severe
But they
condition is
didn't
go
give
for
the IgA level or eosinophil level.
but it is not a severe condition like peak flow is 350.
So if we go on stepwise management of asthma, so we can give I think the prednisolone, oral prednisolone. After oral prednisolone, then we go for omalizumab or mepolizumab. Okay,
Prednisolone for okay.
inhaled fluticasone. Why?
this patient is still not only fluticasone 250 already she has got the 250 twice daily that means BD dose
Yes.
250 যদি হয় 500 almost she get I think in this case they want to first increase the prednisone then go for the other one she already get three drugs
Yes.
inhaled corticosteroid beta agonist and leukotriene
Right.
think
So
first-
this is the
okay
point.
just read it then
Okay.
we
This
can-
patient who are managed with this mild dose of inhaled corticosteroid, mild, for this reason they increase the dose. Long-acting beta agonist and leukotriene receptor antagonist, there are NICE guidelines 2007, British thoracic guideline 2019 recommend increase the inhaled steroid further. This is preferred next step before adding the further therapeutic modality.
ওকে আমরা স্টেরয়েড আর ওমালিজুমাবটাও একবার করে আসি তাহলে
Adding systemic steroid in this patient would not be the considerable as an appropriate option with respect to benefit risk because adverse effect of therapy, including the weight gain, impaired glucose tolerance, and reduced bone mineral density. In this option, once conventional therapies have been maximized, the patient is requiring multiple courses of oral steroid to gain the symptom control. Before prescribing, measurement of immunoglobulin IgE also required to determine whether IgE is significantly derived of her symptom. So, before start omalizumab, we check IgE level or eosinophil level. Also, we can give oral prednisolone.
এটা একটুখানি ক্লিয়ার করবো যে ওমালিজুমাবটা
আচ্ছা,
আমরা কখন
আপনার
দেব
বিষয় হচ্ছে আপনি স্টেপ ওয়াইজ যদি যান, ঠিক আছে, ওরা
হুম।
ইনক্রিজ করে প্রত্যেকটা স্টেপে আপনার ব্যাকলুমিটাসন স্টেপ করে ইনক্রিজ করে,
হুম,
বাট প্রথম আমরা যেটা করি সেটা হচ্ছে আমরা সালবিটামল দিই। হ্যাঁ, প্রথম
হুম,
যদি সালবিটামল মানে ইনহেলার শর্ট অ্যাক্টিংটা আর কি, যদি দেওয়ার পরে যদি পেশেন্টের সিমটম থাকে তখন আমরা হচ্ছে লো ডোজ ইনহেলড কর্টিকোস্টেরয়েড অ্যাড করি,
হুম,
ইনহেলড। ওকে, তারপরে যদি সিমটম থাকে দেন হচ্ছে আমরা মন্টিলুকাস্ট অ্যাড করি।
মন্টিলুকাস্ট করি
হ্যাঁ, তারপরে যদি সিমটম থাকে তখন হচ্ছে আমরা এই যে লাভা অ্যাড করি, সালমেটেরল। ঠিক আছে,
আচ্ছা
সালমেটেরল। তারপরে যদি সিমটম থাকে তখন হচ্ছে আমরা ওরাল স্টেরয়েডে যাই। এর মাঝখানে ওরা গাইডলাইনের মধ্যে বলছে যে হ্যাঁ
আচ্ছা আমার যেটা মনে হচ্ছে ওরাল স্টেরয়েড, হ্যাঁ ওটা অ্যাড করি, কিন্তু ওরাল স্টেরয়েড ইউজুয়ালি যেটা হয় যে সিভিয়ার কেসে আমরা ওরাল স্টেরয়েডটা অ্যাড করি। ওরাল স্টেরয়েড কিন্তু এমনিতে স্টেপ ওয়াইজ ম্যানেজমেন্টের ক্ষেত্রে কিন্তু নাই, অ্যাজ ফার আই নো।
আছে, কি বলেন আপু, স্টেরয়েড কিন্তু আছে আপনার।
আছে?
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই, ঠিক আছে, লেটেস্ট গাইডলাইনে আপনার অবশ্যই স্টেরয়েড আছে, ওমালিজুমাব। এবং ওরা কিন্তু বলে দিছে আপনাকে যদি বায়োলজিক্সে যাওয়ার আগে তাকে পেশেন্টকে ওরাল স্টেরয়েড দেওয়ার পরে
তারপরে আমি বায়োলজিক্যালি যাব।
হ্যাঁ তখন হচ্ছে আপনার আইজিই বা ইসোনোফিল লেভেল দেখে আপনি বায়োলজিক্সে যাবেন। যদি
আচ্ছা আর যে ই
পারে,
লেভেল আর ইওসিনোফিল এগুলো যদি হাই থাকে তাহলে তার ওমালিজুমাব কি দেই নাকি দেই না?
হ্যাঁ অবশ্যই দিব। যদি আইজি লেভেল বাড়ে তাহলে ওমালিজুমাব, আর যদি ইসোনোফিল লেভেল বাড়ে তাহলে মেপোলিজুমাব দিব।
আচ্ছা আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে, এটা আমি অনেকদিন ধরে পড়ি না তো ভুলে গেছি। আচ্ছা থ্যাংক ইউ ভাইয়া।
Okay. So next question, 35. So which of the following is the most likely cause of his abnormal liver enzyme? Most likely cause of his abnormal liver enzyme. So clindamycin, dapagliflozin, metformin, ramipril, terbinafine. Okay. So আগে পড়ে নিই একটু। 72-year-old man is referred to the emergency department by the general practitioner with elevated liver enzyme. He has type 2 diabetes for which he takes range of medication and has been started on combination antifungal antibacterial medication for athlete's foot with superimposed bacterial infection, which diabetes care was reviewed in the patient previous month, and sodium glucose SGLT2 inhibitor was added to his regimen. Hemoglobin okay, WBC platelet, sodium, potassium, creatinine okay, ALT raised 895, AST 940, ALP 141, bilirubin 15. Okay, which of the following is the most likely cause of his abnormal liver enzyme? So Pinda, DAPA, metformin, Remi, and terbinafine. আচ্ছা এখন হচ্ছে তার তো হচ্ছে কোলেস্টেটিক টাইপ প্লাস হচ্ছে এএলটিও বাড়ছে, তাই না, দুইটাই বাড়ছে। সো এটা ড্রাগ ইনডিউসড। এখন সে
হ্যাঁ এটা তো
অ্যান্টিফাঙ্গাল দিছে, অ্যান্টিব্যাকটেরিয়ালও দিছে, তাই না?
অ্যান্টিফাঙ্গাল কি করে? টার্বিনফিন কি লিভার এনজাইম?
হ্যাঁ করে অ্যান্টিফাঙ্গালও করে। এখন ক্লিন্ডামাইসিন করে কিনা এটা আমার জানা নাই, ড্রাগ ইনডিউস, কিন্তু ওই ক্ষেত্রে আমরা অ্যান্টিফাঙ্গালটা চিন্তা করতে পারি আর কি, লিভারে তার ইফেক্ট আছে।
আর হচ্ছে কি ডাপা তো ইউজুয়ালি ইউরিনারি ট্র্যাক্ট ইনফেকশন করে।
ইউরিনারি ট্র্যাক্ট ইনফেকশন করে।
হ্যাঁ
So terbinafine antifungal. The picture here is elevated transaminase is consistent with the adverse drug reaction, raised transaminase and features of the terbinafine toxicity, and given the therapy has been recently started, this is the most likely cause. It is described as rare, being found in between 1 in 1000. Okay, patient. Terbinafine should be withdrawn. Withdraw করতে হবে terbinafine কে ক্ষেত্রে।
আর ক্লিন্ডামাইসিনটা একটু পড়ি।
Clindamycin is used for soft tissue infection because is achieve the good tissue penetration, যেটা আমরা ওই যে necrotizing fasciitis ইউজ করি। The main concern with it is used in the pseudomembranous colitis. Jaundice is described in case of report in patient prescribed the clindamycin, although it is too rare for an accurate frequency to be estimated.
এটা করে কিন্তু ওরকম করে না।
আপনার ওই যে কোয়া এবং সিক্লেপ যদি দিত তাহলে আমরা চিন্তা
হ্যাঁ
করতাম। Okay, so next question, which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Most appropriate. Okay, আগে কোশ্চেনটা পড়ে ফেলি। So 39-year-old man is reviewed in the medical admission unit having represent to ED with symptoms of fever, pleuritic chest pain. He was first reviewed some 3 days earlier with right-sided chest pain, cough and fever, and was to prescribe coamoxiclav and clarithromycin tablet. দুইটাই খারাপ জিনিস। Temperature 38.98 and pulse 90 regular. There is described air entry at the right base, decrease air entry at the right base on auscultation. Hemoglobin okay, WBC বাড়ছে, platelet okay, CRP 272, sodium, potassium, creatine okay, chest X-ray, moderate right pleural effusion with basal consolidation. So এখানে pleural tap করছে pass and gram positive deep leukocytosis, chest pH হচ্ছে 7.1, তার মানে এম্পায়ামা হয়ে গেছে গা। Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Chest drain দিতে হবে এই ক্ষেত্রে, তাই না আপু? তাই না, তার এম্পায়ামা হয়ে গেছে। সো এটাই কথা যে যদি 7.2 এর নিচে থাকে তাহলে আমাদের অ্যান্টিবায়োটিক সাথে হচ্ছে পেশেন্টকে চেস্টন দিব। 37 আসি, which of the following is the most appropriate initial intervention? Most appropriate initial intervention. Okay, so a 42-year-old man is admitted to the emergency department with an inability to move due to hypertonia, muscle weakness আছে, inability to move due to hypertonia and muscle weakness, lockjaw and muscle jerk spasm. He also has profuse sweating and he is tachycardic with pulse 95 pp 152/95. When you examine him, you will note the number of needle starts from injecting drugs down both side of his arms. There is an abscess in his left groin. So hemoglobin, okay, in 11.9, WBC to rest, platelet, sodium, potassium, creatinine, okay, CRP rest. So which of the following is the most appropriate initial intervention? So এটা হচ্ছে botulism, তাই না? আমরা
হ্যাঁ
হ্যাঁ, তাহলে প্রথম হচ্ছে আমরা
Why
হচ্ছে
botulism? Tetanus? Why not tetanus?
Yeah, tetanus or botulism, anything.
Yeah.
Lockjaw is
Lockjaw.
common for tetanus.
Oh,
Tetanus.
sorry, yeah,
Yes,
lockjaw is tetanus.
Yes, tetanus because injecting drug abuser.
Yeah.
So আমরা tetanus toxoid দিব or immunoglobulin.
I think immunoglobulin.
I'm
Immunoglobulin.
yeah. Okay. This patient has tetanus as a result of the injecting drugs abuse before the, okay, we know that. So next question is, which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Increase furosemide referral for valvotomy and start bisoprolol, start digoxin, start ramipril. So patient has AF. A 32-year-old woman who is known to have a mitral stenosis is 22 weeks pregnant, comes to the cardiology clinic for review. So mitral stenosis with pregnancy, 22 weeks. Before her pregnancy, her bulb disease was thought to be stable, but over the past few weeks, she has suffered from increased palpitation, and 24-hour step has revealed persistent atrial fibrillation with periods of in the daytime where the ventricular rate is above 120. Ventricular rate 120. Current medication include low molecular weight heparin, furosemide, and examination revealed blood pressure 120/80, pulse 95, irregular. Where are no crackles on escalation of the chest, so hemoglobin, platelet, sodium, potassium, creatinine, all are well. ECG show atrial fibrillation. So which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Increase furosemide, refer for valvotomy, and start bisoprolol, and start digoxin, and last one is start ramipril. So pregnancy is 22 weeks. Okay, so in this case patient rate হচ্ছে 95, irregular, others mainly other symptoms is okay, pressure okay. So I think bisoprolol. I don't
Block pregnancy.
Yeah, but pregnancy is 22 weeks. Bisoprolol has maybe low toxicity in case or in fetus, in case of fetus.
Yes.
Mhm.
Weight control is the most important short term needed for this patient with beta blockade, the preferred option. Both labetalol and bisoprolol are the considered safe option in pregnancy. This is the line. Although the bisoprolol is thought to be more effective in controlling the ventricular rate in AF, atenolol is not recommended because it is thought to have an increased propensity towards the intrauterine growth retardation compared to others beta blockers. So atenolol হচ্ছে সবচেয়ে খারাপ। And আমরা
Usually এখন মনে we should use beta blocker, sorry, bisoprolol in case of COPD patient as well.
yes, right. As- So 39. Which other intervention is essential at this stage? Other intervention. Okay, sodium
Hypochlorite.
Hyperkalemia, tall T,
salt tea, and
painted T.
anemia, blue and potassium level is 7.4. So patient getting which one? Okay, paramedics ambulance, ischemic heart disease, chronic renal failure, and serum creatinine 7.5. Paramedics have commenced treatment with the intravenous fluid দেওয়া শুরু করছে. They reported short run BTF তার শুরু হয়েছে on the monitoring during in the journey. Their reports short runs of BP on the monitor during her journey. আচ্ছা পিতে হলো বিপি হচ্ছে 100/70 80 রেগুলার নট ফ্লুইড ওভারলোড। এদিকে হিমোগ্লোবিন ওকে, সো সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়াম হচ্ছে 7.4, ক্রিয়েটিনিন 432, গ্লুকোজ ওকে, সো টোল 10 টি ওয়েভস consistent with the hyperkalemia. Insulin, dextrose, and are drawn up and started by the nursing staff. So which of the following next essential intervention? IV calcium gluconate. So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Kuhn syndrome, familial follicular thyroid disease, main 1, main 2, 2A, 2B. Okay. So 27-year-old woman here is admitted to the endocrine unit following the admission with the severe hypertension and sudden severe headache, which began when she chased as a soft lifter out of the street, where she has a younger sister who has type 1 diabetes and had a elder sister who died from the thyroid carcinoma. So her blood pressure বেশি আছে 155/92 and pulse 72/8 regular, abdominal examination appeared normal, body mass index 23. Here hemoglobin, WBC, platelet, sodium, potassium, creatinine okay. So glucose 8.5, calcium 2.95, rest, ALP 130, phosphate 0.6. So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis?
Men 2.
2A, yes, 2A. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? APLS, AB, and the inherited factor 7 deficiency, born disease. So here APTT normal, PTOT normal.
No, APTT increase.
Oh, sorry,
45.
45, right. Okay, a 19-year-old man is reviewed to the hematology department following prolonged episode of bleeding after wisdom tooth extraction. He tells you that his father suffered from the same problem and received the blood transfusion following the tonsillectomy as a teenager. So autosomal dominant. Examination unremarkable. Hemoglobin okay.
Von
Von
Willebrand.
Willebrand factor, Van Willebrand disease. 42. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So autoimmune disease গুলো mainly আছে এখানে। Okay, so এখানে ALP হচ্ছে 92, calcium 2.3, CK হচ্ছে 100. Okay, so okay, let's see the question. A 72-year-old man is referred to the emergency department with gradually progressive weakness, difficulty swallowing over the past 3 months, and double vision, which has gone from being intermittent to permanent over the past few days. She suffered episode of right lower lobe pneumonia, which required antibiotic therapy some 2 months ago. His pyrexia and blood pressure 142/82 and pulse 70 regular. His obvious fatigue and dropping of eyelids as you asked him to look up for a prolonged period. So when you ask him to count to 50, his voices become progressively more nasal and to quitter around halfway through. So there is a 4 out of 5 power weakness affecting both shoulder and hip girdles.
Myasthenia gravis, I think.
Fatigable weakness.
Myasthenia gravis. Which of the following is the most likely cause of his proteinuria? Most likely cause of his proteinuria. So alkaptonuria, amyloidosis, atypical addition, Fabry disease, membranous nephropathy, minimal change disease. So Maltese cross appearance present. Maltese.
এটাই একটা হচ্ছে ডায়াগনোসিস ফর মনে হয় ফেব্রি
Fabry disease যেটা পাওয়া যায়, right? So urine protein হচ্ছে 2+. Okay, we read the question.
ছোট বাচ্চার ঠিক আছে 62-year-old না
ফেব্রি এত দূর
62-year-old.
আচ্ছা পড়ো শিওর না
A 62-year-old man present to the renal clinic for investigation of proteinuria over the past year. He has had developed gradually progressive symptoms of biventricular cardiac failure. Okay, with shortness of breath and on lying flat and minimal exercise, coupled with the pitting edema of the both lower limbs. His blood pressure is 105/84 and pulse 80 and regular. There is a pensistotic murmur, loudest at the apex. So there are crackles on both lung base and you confirm pitting ankle edema. So hemoglobin, WC platelet, sodium, potassium, creatine, okay, urine protein 2 plus, maltase cross appearance present on urine microscopy. Which of the following is the most likely cause of is proteinuria? So এটাই তো হবে, তাই না? Atypical Anderson Febris disease.
দেখো হওয়ার কথা এটা আচ্ছা, একটুখানি পড়ো।
হ্যাঁ, this patient present with the symptoms of suggestive of the atypical homozygotics Anderson Febris disease in men. আচ্ছা, ওতে biventricular failure থাকে তাদের due to cardiomyopathy, mitral regurgitation and proteinuria পাওয়া যায়। The maltase cross appearance on the urine microscopy suggestive of the glycosphingolipid in the urine. A significant pointer to the diagnosis. তাহলে glycosphingolipid in the urine পাবো আমরা। A significant pointer to the diagnosis, the condition is caused by the deficiency of the alpha galactosidase A, which leads to build up the glycophospholipid, more usual from the disease and present in the onset of the symptoms in childhood, including burning pain in the lower limbs and due to neuropathy. In patients who develop chronic renal impairment with atypical disease, as here enzyme replacement with the galactosidase beta may be considered. So enzyme replacement, a galactosidase beta is the considered. Alkaptonuria is characterized by the accumulation of the homogenesic acid. And alkapton oxidized from a homogenesic acid gives urine the characteristic dark color থাকে এটা in the association with this condition, dark color urine, alkaptonuria. It is associated with the joint pain, decreased bone mineral density, tendon rupture and calcification of the aortic and mitral valve. তাহলে কি
এর
থাকবে?
বিভিন্ন জায়গায় জায়গায় কালো কালো জিনিসপত্র থাকবে, দেখা যাবে যে যখন কোনো সার্জারি করা হয় দেখা যায় যে বোনসের মধ্যে কালো কালো থাকে, তারপর পিনাতে কালো থাকে, মানে ডিসকালারেশন হয়, তারপর ইউরিন একটুখানি ডার্ক কালার ইউরিন হয়। এটা হচ্ছে অ্যালক্যাপটোনিউরিয়ার মানে তাড়াতাড়ি বুঝার একটা ওয়ে সিনারিও দেখে।
Yes. Right. 44. Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Most appropriate. So a 74-year-old man who is known to have the multiple myeloma comes to the clinic for review. She is not currently maintained on any chemotherapy. He received blood transfusion for chronic anemia every few months. So he maintained a schedule where he woke up to 2 miles per day. Over the past few weeks, he has developed increasing lumbar spine pain. MRI scan shows osteoblastic lesion affecting the lumbar vertebra. So, which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Start lenalidomide, local radiotherapy, start bortezomib, and start naproxen, start oral morphine. So, সে তো নট কারেন্টলি রেডিওথেরাপি, তাই না? আর যেহেতু ইয়ে হয়ে গেছে মেটাস্টেসিসের একটা আছে, সো রেডিওথেরাপি একটা ভালো অপশন। So local radiotherapy in this patient with the relatively stable disease, apart from
But
the
in case of like acute symptom তখন মনে হয় IV methylprednisolone দিতে হয়, right?
yes, methylprednisolone.
methylprednisolone for cot compression symptom. Patient
হ্যাঁ,
যদি
লাইক
cot
এগুলো
compression-
পেশেন্টের তো অনেক সময় কট কম্প্রেশনও হতে পারে, লাইক হচ্ছে গিয়ে মানে মেটাস্টেসিস হয়ে কটে কম্প্রেশন পড়ে না অনেক সময়, ওটার কথা বলছি আর কি।
cot compression আমি বলতে osteoblastic lesion হচ্ছে, মানে কম্প্রেশনের কোনো সিম্পটম নেই।
সিম্পটম নাই, হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, না না আমি বুঝছি এটাই কোশ্চেনটা, আমি বলতে চাচ্ছি যে অ্যাকুট কোনো কন্ডিশন হলে তো তখন দেখা যায় যে আমরা মিথাইলপ্রেডনিসোন দিই আর কি। আচ্ছা
হ্যাঁ।
Okay, in this patient with relatively stable disease, apart from the local symptom from this is osteoblastic L3 myeloma deposit. Radiotherapy is the appropriate. This is likely to significantly decrease his pain and meaning that analgesia, which has significant systemic adverse effect, would not be required. Okay. So which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? At bivalirudin, platelet transfusion, state warfarin, so LMWH and warfarin, and LMWH for fondaparinux switch. So you are asked to review a 73 years old woman who is being treated with a low molecular weight heparin some 6 days after a right total knee replacement, 6 day, right total knee replacement. On orthopedic surgery, team are very concerned as she has developed left above knee deep vein thrombosis, which has been confirmed by the Doppler testing, and they have been seen significant fall in her platelet count. So 6 day পরে platelet count কম, hemoglobin 11.1, WBC platelet 787, down from 200 on day on the post-operatively. Sodium, potassium, okay, creatinine fine. Which of the following the most appropriate intervention? Add bivalirudin, platelet transfusion, start warfarin, stop LMWH, and start warfarin, switch LMWH for fondaparinux. এখন তো লাস্টেরটাই যাই ভালো, কিন্তু আমরা তো নন হ্যাপারিন ওয়েটেও যাই,
এই যে বিভালি রুডিন দেই না, কিন্তু স্টপ
না,
তো করতে
একটু করাইতে হবে আমার,
ডন্ট অ্যাড,
করাইতে হবে
সুইচ
তাই
করতে হবে, সুইচ করতে হবে।
লাস্টেরটা।
আচ্ছা।
Acha, this patient has heparin induced thrombocytopenia type 2 consistent with 50% reduction of her platelet count after more than 5 days of LMWH prescription and new bursa venous thrombosis. It is essential to stop the heparin and commence an alternative to treat the thrombosis. Fondaparinux and subcutaneous factor XA inhibitor has data to support its use. Okay. So which antibiotic regime do you recommend? Okay, কতগুলো antibiotic দেওয়া আছে। You are asked to review a 27-year-old motorcyclist who has begun to spike fever up to 38.2 and has suffered a deterioration in his conscious level over the past 24 hours. He was admitted some 3 days earlier, having suffered a motorcycle accident and depressed skull fracture with an open wound over it. It was treated conservatively, and CT shows 3 centimeter cerebral abscess with surrounding edema. Neurosurgeon planned to drain the abscess. So which antibiotic regime would you recommend? তাহলে কোনটা দিব, লাস্টেরটা না ভাই?
লেনেজোলিড দিয়ে কিছু আছে, আমি লাস্টটা বুঝতেছি না।
লিনেজোলিড আর হচ্ছে মেট্রোনিডাজোল আছে।
কারণ
তাহলে
লিনেজোলিড পাস করতে পারে, হ্যাঁ?
ব্লাড ব্রেন ব্যারিয়ার ক্রস করে।
ওই যে স্টেফিলোককাস অরিয়াস দিয়ে অ্যাবসেস আছে তো, অ্যাবসেস হয়েছে।
সো অ্যাবসেস হলো তো কি, আমরা তো এর আগে একটা কোশ্চেন পড়ছিলাম,
কিন্তু
ওই যে আমরা
আমার
বলি,
আচ্ছা ক্লিক করো।
খুরশেদ ভাই একটু বলেন না এটা এরকম হলে কে তাহলে?
সেফটি একজন মেট্রো এন্ড ব্যানকো। ওকে,
আচ্ছা, this combination of
RTA patient, na? RTA patient, road traffic accident, more chance of Staphylococcus aureus infection. So you
Okay,
have to
okay.
give either Vanco or Flucloxa, but we give Vanco mainly. because cover.
বাট ইন সাম কেস দে আর প্রেফার দিস লেনাজোলিড।
ইয়েস, আমরা তো এর আগে একটা কোশ্চেন সলভ করছিলাম এরকম।
জি ভাই, ওই জন্য
হ্যাঁ,
আমরা
হ্যাঁ।
না লিনেজোলিড দেখে লাভ দিছি।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ, this combination antibiotic provides the broadest coverage against the gram-negative bacteria, anaerobes, and staphylococcal infection. So gram-negative cover দিবে, anaerobes দিবে, staphylococcal দিবে. Given this, patient has the acquired this abscess to throw an open wound following the accident to mixed infection. It's likely and the broad coverage is therefore required. So the pori.
1 minute, linezolid just cover the gram positive, doesn't cover gram negative bacteria.
But we give this okay metro.
So that's why ceftriaxone is needed, I think. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So although the combination of achieve good brain penetration, আমরা তো এটা দিয়ে দিলাম, activity against the anaerobes and staphylococci. Yes, anaerobes are staphylococci.
Yeah, it doesn't cover the gram negative.
The gram negative. Yes, this is the point. Okay,
Road traffic accident, now we have to cover everything.
we have to cover all site of bacteria.
Yeah.
Okay. দিলুনি একটা প্যাচ লাগাইয়া, নেক্সট এই কোশ্চেনটা আইলে তো কি করব কোন তো লিনোজোলিড দিব না, এগুলা দিব
Torsadipod.
টর্সেডি, স্প্রিং এর মতো শেপ,
Dancing.
What is strength?
ম্যাগনেসিয়াম।
দেখো পড়ো, আগেই জাম্প করার দরকার নেই।
A 70-year-old woman is admitted to the ED having collapsed with a car crash, and a transient first aider who felt her pulse reported her to have a very fast heart rate. She is known to have the heart disease and COPD and recurrent respiratory infection. She is currently taking clarithromycin and for an exacerbation of COPD. Blood pressure okay, pulse okay, 100 regular, একটু বেশি দিকে, who is on auscultation. এদিকে hemoglobin WBC raised mildly, platelet, sodium, potassium okay, bicarbonate 23, creatinine 123. While you are examining her, he becomes well with more fast palpitation, reduced blood pressure, a 12 lead ECG cardiogram taken and shown below. So
Clarithromycin and theophylline.
theophylline দুইটা পাচ্ছে, হ্যাঁ। সো দুইটা তো হচ্ছে, সো আমরা যেটা জানি এটা সাইজ দেখে যেটা বোঝা যায় আর কি, তাই না? এটা হচ্ছে আপনার
Different variety of QRS.
সো ড্রাগ ইনডিউস
Dorset.
টর্সিডি, হ্যাঁ, IV magnesium.
Yes.
So this patient has this point is ventricular tachycardia as a result of QT prolongation. It is likely to has been precipitated by using clarithromycin for the respiratory infection. IV magnesium is the intervention of choice with a bolus 2 gram. The recommended dose under cardiac monitoring. এই ECG দিলে জীবন আমরা ভুল করবো না, হ্যাঁ, এরকম দেওয়ার জন্য দোয়া করেন। আমাদের খুরশেদ ভাইকে কথা শুনি না কেন?
আমি আছি,
একটু আছে।
সবাই তো বলতেছেন, সমস্যা নেই।
48, which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So এটা দেখা কি বোঝা যায়, চার কোড কি?
না ফ্র্যাকচার হইছে একদম সবার,
এটা।
যে হ্যাঁ ফিফথ।
আচ্ছা দেখি
আর ওই যে ফার্স্টটা কি একটু সরে গেছে নাকি, না বুঝতেছি না, আমি অবশ্য তো ভালো জানি না।
নাই মনে হচ্ছে একটা বোন।
এটা সরেই গেছে।
1 2 3 4 5। আচ্ছা
আচ্ছা।
পড়ো।
So a 64-year-old man is reviewed in the diabetic clinics, diabetes assay. So he presented some 2 weeks earlier with gross deformity and swelling of the forefoot and plantar ulcer. The ulcer is healing well, and following the debridement offloading and repeat dressing. His CRP is fallen from 120 to 33. Okay, examination reveals sensory loss to the mid shin. তাহলে চারকোট সেন্সরি লস হয়ে যায়, তখন হচ্ছে ব্লাড সাপ্লাই বাড়ে, সো
জয়েন্ট ডিফর্মিটি আছে,
অ্যাক্টিভিটি বাড়ে, জয়েন্ট
তাহলে ওটা মনে হয় ফ্র্যাকচার না, জয়েন্ট মনে হয়।
না ওটা জয়েন্ট ডিফর্মিটি হয়ে গেছে আর কি,
হয়ে গেছে, হ্যাঁ।
সরে গেছে বোনসটা।
দেখেন এটাও গেছে উল্টাপাল্টা হয়ে গেছে, একদম এবড়ো।
Remodeling of the joint.
The picture seen here, the multiple metatarsal fracture with new bone formation and gross joint deformity in type 2 diabetes with severely reduced sensation in the both feet. Charcot arthropathy is the most likely cause of offloading immobilization in an air cast boat, and bisphosphonate therapy is the appropriate way to manage the condition. Bisphosphonate দিতে হবে, আমরা না কাস্ট দিই লং
কাস্টই মেইনলি
দুইটাই।
দিতে হয়।
কাস্ট দুইটাই দিতে হবে।
যে এয়ার কাস্ট ফুড দেখছো, ইমোবিলাইজড ইন অ্যান এয়ার কাস্ট বুট, বড় একটা বুট আপ টু নি, মানে বিলো নি পর্যন্ত দিতে হয়।
ওকে।
So which of the following is the most likely cause of his abdominal pain? So acute pancreatitis, alcoholic hepatitis, cholecystitis, SBP, Gibbs syndrome. Gibbs syndrome তো জানি না। আচ্ছা এদিকে অ্যামাইলেস 100, ক্যালসিয়াম 2.5, ওকে, ALT বাড়ছে, এইদিকে LDL এগুলো ভালো আছে, এদিকে acanthocyte seen on the blood film, sparse cell and acanthocyte. So 49-year-old man who is known to have suffered from the alcoholism is admitted to the ED with lethargy, shortness of breath, and abdominal pain. According to his partner, he abruptly ceased to drinking alcohol some 2 days earlier following a binge, which is regraded. His blood pressure 160 and 95 regular, and 37.2, abdomen soft, generally tender. And you note a number of spider nevi consistent with the chronic liver disease. So
it is Davis syndrome, alcoholic dyslipidemia, Davis syndrome.
আর কি থাকে ভাই এটার ফাইন্ডিংস?
টায়ার্ড থাকে, টায়ার্ড, অ্যালকোহলিক, সাথে ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া, আর হচ্ছে হিমোলাইসিস এন্ড আনকনজুগেটেড বিলিরুবিন। দিস ইজ দ্য টায়ার্ড অফ জেভিস সিনড্রোম। সো আনকনজুগেটেড বিলিরুবিন সাথে হিমোলাইটিক অ্যানিমিয়া এন্ড ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া।
ওই যে দেখো এই একান্তোসিস আছে,
হ্যাঁ,
স্পার একান্তোসিস, দ্যাট মিন্স
এটা
ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া। দ্য পিকচার অফ দ্য ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া।
একান্তোসাইটস কি আমরা হেমোলাইসিসে পাই না নাকি?
না না না, একান্তোসাইট তো পাওয়া যায় মেইনলি
ওই যে
হেমোলাইসিস। একান্তোসাইট পাওয়া যায় কোথায়?
ওই যে
একান্তোসাইট
স্পার সেল গুলা থাকে না, ওই যে পাশ থেকে ওই চারপাশে স্পাইকের মতো করে।
স্পার্সেল, বার্সেল, হ্যাঁ এগুলো সবই ইয়ার ফিচার, হেমোলাইসিসের ফিচার, হেমোলাইটিক অ্যানিমিয়ার ফিচার, হেমোলাইসিস।
আচ্ছা,
আর একটা অ্যালকোহলিক পেশেন্ট সাথে যদি ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া, সাথে যদি আনকনজুগেটেড বিলিরুবিন বেশি, আর যদি আরেকটা কি বললাম, তিনটা টায়ার্ড, তাহলে হচ্ছে ডিসলিপিডিমিয়া থাকবে, সাথে পেশেন্টের হিমোলাইটিক অ্যানিমিয়া থাকবে, আর জন্ডিস থাকবে। তিনটার সাথে পেশেন্ট অ্যালকোহলিক পেশেন্ট, এটা হচ্ছে জেভিস সিনড্রোম।
আচ্ছা,
এর ট্রিটমেন্ট হচ্ছে একটাই, অ্যাব্রাপ্ট অ্যালকোহল সিসেশন, অ্যালকোহল বন্ধ করতে হবে।
okay. So Jeb's syndrome is tired, hyperlipidemia and driving predominant rise the TG, hemolysis of elevated unconjugated bilirubin. It fit with the clinical presentation here. The episodes are often driven by the period of binge drinking alcohol, যেটা বললেন, against the background of chronic alcoholism. তাহলে chronic alcoholism পেশেন্ট হচ্ছে হঠাৎ করে
হঠাৎ করে
খায়,
যদি বেশি খায় ভাই, হ্যাঁ
বেশি
তখন
খায়
তারই
ফেলে,
হবে।
তখন তার এগুলা দেখা দিবে, followed by abrupt cessation. খাওয়ার পর আবার বন্ধ করে দিয়ে যায়, followed by abrupt cessation. It is thought to be the driven by alterations in the red cell metabolism, আচ্ছা, যেটা হচ্ছে namely pyruvate kinase
এই
instability.
যে পাইরুভেট কাইনেস ডেফিসিয়েন্সি থাকে তাদের ওই পাওয়া যায় এই একান্তোসাইট। আরেকটা কন্ডিশন সে বলে একান্তোসাইট পাওয়া যায়।
আচ্ছা, which increase the risk of hemolysis occurring. Okay. 50. So which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Cephalexin, ciprodoxy, okay, antibiotic এর নাম দেওয়া আছে. An 18-year old student has returned from the hiking trip to Australia and comes to the emergency clinic, becomes a lesion on his left lower leg. Examination reveals the small background area on the right calf surrounded by the ring of erythema. ওই যে কি জানি এটার নামটা, লাইম ডিজিজের ক্ষেত্রে পাই, ইরেথেমা,
এটা তোমার ক্রনিক মাইগ্রেন।
Chronic migraine.
bullseye. He does not remember being bitten by a tick. Apart from the skin lesion, he felt known, specifically unwell with tiredness and lethargy over the past few days. So hemoglobin, WBC platelet, sodium, CRP raised, sodium, potassium, CRP. Okay. Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? তাহলে doxycycline দিব।
Doxy.
51.
আচ্ছা ভাইয়া, ওই যে কি জানো, পাস মেডিসিনে লাইম ডিজিজ নিয়ে একটা আছে যে মানে যদি হচ্ছে গিয়ে কোনো স্কিন লেশন না থাকে বা সামথিং এরকম, তখন কি হচ্ছে ট্রিটমেন্ট দিব না নাকি ট্রিটমেন্ট
না না,
স্টার্ট?
ওটা ব্যাপার হচ্ছে তুমি যে সাসপেক্ট করো যে পেশেন্ট লাইম ডিজিজ,
হ্যাঁ,
কিন্তু পেশেন্ট যদি র্যাশ থাকে তোমার ইউ হ্যাভ নো নিড টু কনফার্ম দ্য লাইম ডিজিজ।
ও আচ্ছা,
জাস্ট
no need to
স্টার্ট দ্য
confirm the investigation, right?
ইনভেস্টিগেশন দরকার না, ডাইরেক্ট ট্রিটমেন্ট। আর যদি র্যাশ না থাকে তাহলে ইউ ক্যান কনফার্ম বাই টেস্ট লাইম ডিজিজ সেরোলজি। বাট যদি র্যাশ থাকে তাহলে আর কনফার্মেশনের কোনো ইনভেস্টিগেশন দরকার, ডাইরেক্ট
ট্রিটমেন্ট দিতে হবে।
ট্রিটমেন্ট দিতে হবে।
প্রেগন্যান্সিতে আমরা অ্যামোক্সিসিলিন দিব, হ্যাঁ, এছাড়া তো ডক্সিসাইক্লিন। প্রেগন্যান্সিতে হচ্ছে অ্যামোক্সিসিলিন।
আর বাচ্চাদের এজের ব্যাপারে কি কিছু আছে যে মোর দেন 8 ইয়ার্স না হলে ডক্সিসাইক্লিন দেওয়া যাবে না বা এরকম?
না, এরকম তো আর কিছু লেখা নাই।
আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে। আচ্ছা
না, এরকম না, লেখা নেই। Which of the following is the most appropriate way to treat her seizure? Seizure treat করব কি দিয়ে appropriate way? আচ্ছা, a 29-year-old admitted ED having suffered 3 tonic-clonic seizure in the past hour. She is 32 weeks pregnant. Acha. Last seizure was over the 10 minutes and was terminated by rectal diazepam administered by the ambulance crew. You understand her from her partner that she had presented to the GP a few days earlier with increasing blood pressure and start oral oral Labetalol. She also noted she has had indigestion for which she was started on sodium alginate and proteinuria. So she is drowsy and confused, and blood pressure 155/97, 82 regular, and hemoglobin 11, WBC not raised, platelet কমতির দিকে 200 128, sodium potassium okay, creatinine okay. So which of the following is the most appropriate way to treat her seizure? So intravenous labetalol, IV levetiracetam, IV magnesium, phenytoin, and PNR diazepam.
এটাই তো একলামশিয়া ম্যাক্সাল
sulfate দিতে হবে।
একলামশিয়া পেশেন্ট
এটার প্রমাণ 52. Which of the following disease modifying agent is the most appropriate next step for this patient? কিছু immunosuppressant drug এর নাম দেওয়া আছে। CRP raised, ESRO raised, দুইটা raised, ferritin level 258 raised. Okay, so a 23-year-old man presented to the rheumatology clinic with daily recurring fever, to which she has measured within ear the thermometer, that is up to 39 degrees Celsius sore throat. She also has a maculopapular rash on her trunk, which becomes much more pronounced, is associated with the fever. There is the arthritis, which predominantly affect her right wrist and left knee. So examination reveals cervical lymphadenopathy. You confirm evidence of oligoarthritis. So hemoglobin 9.7, কমতির দিকে, WBC mildly raised, platelets, sodium, potassium, creatinine, ferritin raised, ESR and CRP raised. So which of the following disease modifying agent is most appropriate next step for this management? এটা কি
অ্যাডালিস্টেন না অ্যাডালিস্টেন
ও অ্যাডালসিস্টে, সরি অ্যাডালসিস্ট।
Still,
তাহলে হচ্ছে আমরা তো মেথোট্রেক্সেট দিব।
এক মিনিট ভুলে গেলাম তো মেথোট্রেক্সেট না অ্যাজাথায়োপিন
ইনিশিয়ালি তো আমরা ইয়ে দেই, পেইন কিলার দেই, NSAID, তারপর হচ্ছে আপনার মেথোট্রেক্সেট দেই, তারপর হচ্ছে আদার্স গুলোতে যায় আর কি।
হয়তো ভুলে গেছি, আচ্ছা ঠিক আছে মেথোট্রেক্সেট।
So with the periodic fever, maculopapular rash, oligoarthritis, cervical lymphadenopathy, anemia, and acute phase reaction, adult onset still disease, the most likely diagnosis. Most trial disease to modifying agent are small, but majority of guidelines recommend a smaller treatment with to that rheumatoid arthritis using the methotrexate. Initial the disease modifying agent of choice. It is given as weekly dose and with folic acid coverage. Evidence of the efficacy of the azathioprine is the still disease is weaker than that for other inflammatory diseases. One still has a small trial support the use of combination therapy leflunomide in patients in case of refractory disease. Okay. So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Okay, this is a common name. A 20-year-old man comes to the neurology clinic for review. She has suffered progressive unsteadiness when walking over the past 6 months and has had 2 fall over the past 4 weeks. According to his friends, they have also noticed to change his voice, telling him that he sound dark, drunk for much of the time. His blood pressure 122/82 and pulse 72 regular, BMI 22. Examination lower limb revealed the extensive plantar response and pyramidal weakness and loss of joint and position cells. Okay, you confirm the dysarthria. To further investigation revealed the high tone hearing loss. Okay, routine blood unremarkable. So which of the following is the most likely diagnosis?
হিয়ারিং লস অ্যাটাক্সিয়া পেড্রিক্স
তাহলে এই যে সেরেব্রাল আনস্টেডিনেস তো আছে, হিয়ারিং আর হচ্ছে প্লান্টার এক্সটেন্সর, এগুলো মনে থাকে না অবশ্য, পিরামিডাল উইকনেস, লস অফ জয়েন্ট পজিশন, এগুলো। So this patient's slowly progressive lower limb symptoms coupled with dysarthria and high tone hearing loss. It also mean kotha ekane fit well with the diagnosis of Friedreich's ataxia. Dysarthria, high tone hearing loss. Patient commonly present below the age of 20 may present as late as 50 years is loss of ability to work is seen around the 50 years after the diagnosis with an average life expectancy of 40 to 50 years. Death is most commonly seen due to the cardiac arrhythmia. The cardiac arrhythmia or cardiac failure এগুলো মরে। The disease is caused by defect in fractalkine
Frataxin.
gene,
Frataxin.
fractalkine gene, a mitochondrial position as mitochondrial protein. It is inherited in an autosomal recessive pattern.
Frataxin and chromosome number 9.
Okay, so 40 question to puri. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? So organism এর নাম দেওয়া আছে কিছু। এদিকে CD4 count হচ্ছে 290. Okay. A 42-year-old man who is HIV positive and complains with highly active antiretroviral therapy comes to the ED with a watery diarrhea of around 48 hours duration. Okay, he remembers receiving a note to the door asking him to boil to water because of a risk of infection a few days earlier. Temperature 38.2, blood pressure okay, push-roll drop 10. Hemoglobin, white cell, platelet, sodium, potassium low, creatinine mildly raised, so CD4 count 290. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Campylobacter infection, Staphylococcal aureus, Cryptosporidium, Giardia, and Shigella. So HIV মানে তো Cryptosporidium.
এখানে হচ্ছে গিয়ে পোস্টারাল ড্রপ আছে, হ্যাঁ।
সংখ্যাটা আরো কমার দরকার ছিল, সাধারণত 100 নিচে CD4 হলে হয়।
আবার এখানে বলতেছে যে receiving auto through the
পোস্টারাল ড্রপ হচ্ছে আপনার কত 10 কিন্তু
10 normal. Up to 10 normal.
normal.
কিন্তু নরমাল।
হ্যাঁ।
Cryptosporidiate.
ওরা বলছে বিলো যদি 200 হয়, হ্যাঁ CD4 কাউন্ট বিলো 200 হলে তখন হচ্ছে
But it's still 290.
হ্যাঁ 290 হইতে পারে না, হইতে তো পারে।
ওইটা বলতেছি হতে পারে, ওরা এরকম মানে নাম্বার দিয়ে না মাথাটা আউলায় দেয় যে হচ্ছে যে কোনটা অ্যাকচুয়ালি ধরবো।
এক্স্যাক্টলি। So which of the following is the most likely cause of a feature? Avascular necrosis, osteomalacia, osteoporosis, primary hyperparathyroidism, secondary malignancy. এটা এই তো ইয়ার
Vertebral fracture হয়েছে।
হ্যাঁ
Vertebral body fracture আছে, vertebral body.
ভার্টিব্রাল বডি। তাহলে অস্টিও
আবার স্ক্লেরোসিসও আছে না, এই যে সাদা সাদা হয়ে আছে যে।
হ্যাঁ সাদা সাদা স্ক্লেরোসিস। আচ্ছা
Osteoporosis হতে পারে।
হ্যাঁ আচ্ছা পরও রিড করো নালে, এই যে কোলিস ফ্র্যাকচার আছে পেশেন্টের।
আচ্ছা, a 74-year-old woman is admitted to the ED by ambulance following a fall at the local supermarket. She is unable to move due to pain. Okay, her bowel and bladder function is normal and her sensation is intact. She has hypertension and COPD and suffered from previous Colles fracture. So routine blood unremarkable, এখানে lumbar একটা spine একটা ছবি দেওয়া আছে। তাহলে which of the following the most likely, যেহেতু Colles fracture হয়েছে আগে তাই না, so
অস্টিওপোরোসিস
osteoporosis
কিন্তু অস্টিওম্যালেশিয়া হবে নাকি
না
অস্টিওপোরোসিস?
না না, osteomalacia কেন হবে? Osteomalacia fracture হয় না, ওটা তো
লুজার
লুজার জোন থাকে,
লুজার জোন থাকে।
ওই যে প্যাথোলজিক্যাল ফ্র্যাকচার হয় এদের ক্ষেত্রে।
Yes.
COPD patient
The
who
typical-
must taking some
স্টেরয়েড অ্যাজ ওয়েল।
patient previous has a Colles fracture, so
yeah, so most prone to the
পেশেন্টের সিওপিডি ছিল, তো ওইটার জন্য স্টেরয়েড নিতে পারে।
Steroid.
patient was 74-hour woman, এটাও তো osteoporosis।
yes.
হ্যাঁ মানে হচ্ছে জাস্ট নরমাল মানে আগেও হচ্ছে কি একটা ফ্র্যাকচারের হিস্ট্রি আছে, প্লাস হচ্ছে আবার এখন পরে যেও আরেকটা ফ্র্যাকচার হয়েছে।
ওই যে এবং সিওপিডি পেশেন্ট তো এক ভাই বললো না স্টেরয়েড খায়, সেজন্য হচ্ছে আরো ঝামেলা হয়ে গেছে তার।
ভাইয়া এটা অস্ট্রিওম্যালেশিয়াটা একটু পড়বা, সরি।
অস্টিওম্যালাসিয়াতে হচ্ছে আপনার লুজার জোন থাকবে, প্রক্সিমাল মাসল উইকনেস থাকবে, তার তো কিছু নাই। সো অস্টিওম্যালাসিয়া প্রেজেন্ট উইথ দ্য বর্ডারলাইন লো ক্যালসিয়াম, ইনক্রিজ অ্যালকালাইন ফসফেটেস, এগুলো দিছে না ওরা। ইট ইজ ডিউ টু লো লেভেল অফ ভিটামিন ডি এন্ড পেশেন্ট কমপ্লেন প্রক্সিমাল মায়োপ্যাথি পেইন প্রাইমারিলি অ্যাফেক্টিং দ্য লং বোন। ঠিক আছে,
ওকে ওকে
লুজার জোন থাকবে যেটা।
বোন পেন মায়োপ্যাথি এইসব ফিচার থাকবে না, ফ্র্যাকচার খুবই কম।
Fracture. Okay.
So which of the following is the most appropriate next step? আমরা কোনটা নিব?
Also proximal myopathy in
Yes, proximal myopathy.
Okay, you see the question. So 52-year-old man comes to the ED for review. She has suffered from sudden onset contrast to central chest pain for the past 20 minutes that she described as tearing in nature and transmitted through his back. So he has been given a diagnosis of essential hypertension, some 5 years earlier, but is poorly complaints with her medications. Blood pressure 110/70, 95 regular. He has diastolic murmur. Diastolic. So hemoglobin 11.2, WBC platelet, sodium, potassium, creatine. Okay. ECG lateral T-wave inversion. So troponin 50 nanogram per liter. Rest chest X-ray reveal anterior posterior AP film prominent pulmonary vasculature but nil else of note. So which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Bisoprolol, then
Dissection.
CT angiography ভালো, CT GTN আর হচ্ছে Parkinson's coronary intervention.
এটা আর ডাইসেকশন, আই থিংক সিটি আর্টেরিওগ্রাফি,
ডাইসেকশন হয়েছে,
পেন এন্ড ব্যাক রিলেটেড টু দ্য ব্যাক।
হ্যাঁ
Yes.
আর্টারিওগ্রাফি।
টিয়ারিং পেইন।
So tearing chest pain, this is the point. Tearing chest pain coupled with the poorly controlled hypertension. So hypertension the control is 110 by কত জানিছিল। Diastolic murmur with a berry indicate the aortic regurgitation. Lateral ischemia on the ECG are all suggestive the possible proximal aortic dissection. Proximal. The normal chest X-ray shows the rollout, particularly as it is in the AP film. Elevated total troponin level is consistent with the myocardial ischemia because of proximal dissection involved with the coronary arteries. যেটা হচ্ছে inferior leaded ঝামেলা থাকে infection. Medical management of the blood pressure ischemia is the beta blocker দিতে হবে, vasodilators is indicated. Labetalol আমরা দেই IV, while the assessment for the surgical intervention can take place. আগে প্রেসার কমাবো তারপরে সার্জিক্যাল ইন্টারভেনশন হবে।
এখন এখানে বিটা ব্লকার ছিল কিন্তু দেখেন এখানে আইভি দিতে হবে আর কি, এজন্য
আগে তো আপনার ডায়াগনোসিস করতে হবে, তাই না?
না ভাই দেখেন এটা বিসোপ্রোলার এটা পড়েন, অপশনটা পড়েন।
patient beta blocker are the indicated, beta blocker তো দেন, labetalol দেয় আর কি mainly. Beta blocker are the indicated in the management of aortic dissection. Short acting IV preparation are preferred because they can be treated as systolic blood pressure. Assessment and confirmation of the diagnosis, this assessment required first.
জি
আমাদের ডায়াগনোসিস করতে হবে, তারপর হচ্ছে বিটা ব্লকার যেটা দিবে, তবে ল্যাবেটাললটা ওরা ইউজ করে। আচ্ছা আপনাদের মধ্যে একজন পড়েন না, আমি টায়ার্ড হয়ে গেছি।
Okay. Which of the following is the most likely cause of the change seen? Remove the question. On CT thorax, colon cancer, pancreatic carcinoma, prostate cancer, renal adenocarcinoma, transitional cell carcinoma.
আচ্ছা এইগুলা কি ক্যানন বলের মতো কি দেখায় এরকম কিছু?
Yeah,
এটা কেন
look like cannonball.
ক্যানন বল, রেনাল
Metastasize from the renal cancer. Most common. Urine blood 2+ and creatinine is raised 132, potassium 4.5, sodium is okay, ESR is 85, raised and platelet normal, WBC is okay, hemoglobin okay. A 52-year-old man is referred to the oncology clinic by a private general practitioner having paid for a CT scan of the thorax because of lethargy and the chronic cough. He has lost 5 kg in weight over the past 4 months. Examination in the clinic revealed a blood pressure of 148/88 and pulse of 85 and regular. The abdomen is soft and there is some tenderness on palpation of the left loin. Okay. Tenderness is there on the left loin palpation.
Yes.
hematology also there, so renal adenocarcinoma.
Which of the following is most likely diagnosis? Atlantoaxial subluxation, cervical radiculopathy, osteoporosis of the cervical spine, spinal stenosis, and syringomyelia. A 49-year-old woman with the longest-standing severe rheumatoid arthritis comes to the clinic for review. She complains of the worsening of the aching posterior neck pain and the weakness affecting the both hands. The neck pain is worse when she bends forward. Examination reveals the increased tone affecting the both upper and the lower limbs. With hyperreflexia, there is a 4/5 power weakness affecting all the four limbs. Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Yeah,
Rheumatoid
Atlantoaxial.
arthritis.
Atlantoaxial.
Atlantoaxial. Yeah.
And also hyperreflexia.
The suspicion here with worse pain on the leaning forward and the upper motor neuron lesions in a patient with the rheumatoid arthritis is atlantoaxial subluxation. Cervical spine X-ray with the flexion view is essential as is urgent MRI to assess the damage and suitability for the surgical intervention. Given this patient's symptoms, there is a significant risk of spinal cord compression and sudden death. Hyperextension of the neck during the intubation carries a high risk of cord transaction, and hence this patient should be flagged as a high anesthetic risk before any planned surgical intervention.
Okay. Same
Which of the
question.
following is the most like same question. Which of the following is most likely cause of the murmur? ASD, bicuspid aortic valve, PDA, pulmonary valve stenosis, and VSD. 18-year-old woman is referred to the cardiology clinic for review. She is known to have Turner syndrome. She has a difficult to control the blood pressure despite taking ramipril, amlodipine, and indapamide. Her blood pressure is 152/95, pulse of 75 and regular. Her GP has noted an ejection systolic murmur. There are no signs of cardiac failure on auscultation of the chest, and there is no ankle swelling.
So bicuspid aortic valve, no? Turner
Yeah.
syndrome.
Patient has aortic
Turner
stenosis
syndrome.
murmur.
18 years old. Turner
Ejection,
syndrome.
ejection systolic murmur. This is
Mhm.
Also associated with the coarctation of aorta in case of
Yeah,
Turner syndrome.
Yes.
but
most common is quadration. Second most bicuspid. in Turner
BAV common.
hypertension is common in the patients with the Turner syndrome and the aortic valve abnormalities, primarily a bicuspid valve. The likely cause of the ejection systolic murmur here are found in up to 30% of the patients. Patients with the bicuspid aortic valve are likely to have the other abnormalities, including the elongation of the aortic arch. Bicuspid aortic valve is a recognized risk factor for the aortic dissection and the early onset aortic stenosis, and tight control of the blood pressure to reduce the risk of this occurring in the patient with the Turner syndrome is essential. Atrial septal defect, okay, sorry. Go ahead.
1 to 2% case. PGA 10% case up to,
Yeah.
and BSD 4%.
What is the most likely cause of a facial rash? Dermatomyositis, lupus corneal, photosensitive drug reaction, SLE, systemic sclerosis. Urine protein 1 plus and blood 1 plus, rheumatoid factor negative, ESR 54 that is raised, CRP normal, creatinine is 112 and potassium okay, less than normal, hemoglobin just little bit low. 32-year-old woman present to the rheumatology clinic for review. She has a deteriorating health with lethargy and the night sweats. There is also pain and the swelling affecting the multiple joints, including her feet, wrist, ankles, and the knees and elbow, and a small joint of her hand. She feels that her symptoms have worsened significantly over the past 6 weeks. She is also concerned as she has developed a facial rash on the sun-exposed skin over the past month, and now using a factor 50 sunblock. Her only medication is naproxen for the her joint pain. Her blood pressure is 125/82 and pulse of 72 per minute, and regular BMI of 22. SLE?
SLE.
Easily.
high
Where দেখেই
high
বোঝা
SR,
যায়।
low
There is
CRP.
urine,
Yeah,
protein,
high
and
SR.
blood also
High
Yeah,
SR,
present.
low
high
CRP.
SR.
CRP low. Rheumatoid factor negative.
Negative.
হুম হুম।
Proteinuria blood.
Renal involvement.
র্যাশটাই খুব টিপিক্যাল, মানে
Hmm.
Nasolabial, yeah.
butterfly rash.
Hmm.
Which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? Adrenal carcinoma, Cushing's disease, or diabetes mellitus, ACTH, ectopic, and the pseudo-Cushing. Cortisol following overnight dexamethasone test is 62. Fasting glucose 6.2, creatinine 98, bicarb is 23, potassium okay, and this is normal. A 48-year-old publication is reviewed in the clinic following a 1 milligram overnight dexamethasone suppression test. He has gained 8 kg in weight over the past 6 months and concerned he may have an underlying medical problem. He admits to drinking 5 pints of beer each evening while he is running the bar. On examination, his blood pressure is 150 by 90 and the pulse of 80 and regular. His body mass index is 38 kg per meter square, and there are obvious stria on the abdominal examination. Pseudo-Cushing only.
Pseudo-Cushing, yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
raised in the suppression test just 62. It is lower than, and
Yeah.
running the
Okay.
bar,
Patient is alcoholic, obese.
running bar.
Five pin beer every
Means-
evening.
He
Obesity
running the
is
bar,
also-
na? Most important.
BMI also important. And
Yeah.
sometimes patient may have
BMI.
depression also.
Yes. Obese person, alcohol, depression.
Depression.
এবং ওদের কিন্তু ইলেকট্রোলাইটসটা খুব বেশি একটা চেঞ্জ হয় না, যে সোডিয়াম পটাশিয়াম এই জিনিসটা।
এই জন্যই zero.
And in which condition there will be major decrease in potassium? Decrease in potassium is very much high
Yes,
in comparison to the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
condition.
Yeah, yeah.
Which condition? In which condition I'm asking?
Okay. Potassium is
Digoxin
No, in ectopic ACTH, na, in like ectopic Cushing syndrome, potassium will be decreased more in comparison to the other
ectopic
things.
Cushing syndrome,
Yeah.
adrenal, I think Addison disease or adrenal insufficiency.
No. In
No,
ectopic
not Addison.
Cushing, I'm asking. I'm telling about the
Ectopic
Cushing.
ACTH secretion. That's
এই
ectopic.
যে small cell lung cancer.
Small cell
Yeah,
lung cancer, yes.
in this situation, potassium low is very much high, but
We can-
very much low.
Yes, ectopic.
And patient will be cachectic, not
Yeah,
Cushing or T.
cachectic and no
Potassium
abdominal.
low.
Yeah, abdominal
Abdominal
stria
stria.
and harm
BMI is
very
low.
low.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cachectic Cushing. So you must suspect this ectopic Cushing.
And do the CT chest.
Please read this option.
Okay. In this age group, ectopic ACTH production by a small cell lung cancer would be considered as the most likely cause of ectopic Cushing syndrome, given that the cortisol level is only just above the upper limit of the normal and there is no history of smoking or chest disease. It is very unlikely to be the cause of dexamethasone suppression test results seen here.
Okay. So this is AJ teardrop.
Yeah, teardrop, many teardrop is there, myelofibrosis. Yeah.
Should we read or not?
No, go ahead. Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Okay, I'm read first question. You are asked by nursing staff to review the position of the nasogastric feeding tube so that feeding of a 59-year-old man who has suffered a hemorrhagic stroke can commence. He has a emphysema and take a number of medications to control his symptoms. The NG tube was flushed with water before insertion, and the X-ray shows the tube line deviating out of the left from the around the mid-thorax distally, level of T5. The pH of aspirated fluid is measured 4.5. Option A, begin the feeding and watch for any symptoms of coughing now. Leave the tube overnight and recheck the position of the colloid. I don't think so. Remove the NG tube, repeat the chest X-ray to recheck the position and repeat the pH. Which one? Option D or what?
I
the
think
pH
we can say pH recheck, repeat the pH because
Okay.
pH
pH
4.5
would be more than like acidic, more acidic, right?
Yeah, but one thing I'm asking, like it is already deviated out of the left.
DBT.
Yeah,
Already
what will
deviated.
happen to the pH if we check after some time? My
No,
question.
no, no. If patient, if NG tube is going to the stomach, then
Yeah.
pH will be low. This is
Oh,
acceptable, but that saying this tube is deviated.
Yeah.
Well, the
But
pH is
pH not
already low.
acid,
It's about
already low.
4.5.
Okay,
for-
means they already reached the stomach.
Stomach.
So
Oh,
No, no,
expected
they
that
maybe
this
maybe
is in the stomach, but this may be change, or this
change
may
out.
be outside of the stomach.
I-
Anything may be the
Okay.
cause.
Okay, the best
I
thing is to
think-
repeat the pH
Repeat the
testing because
pH.
X-ray is the is
I
causing
think-
harm to the patient. Okay,
Yeah,
repeat
I
the
think
pH.
chest X-ray would not be the safe option here.
Yeah, because it is cause
Maybe
harm to
removing the
the.
NG tube and then re-NG tubing is
There is no
most
option.
appropriate.
Like
Yeah,
we can't remove now because patient is have to take some medicine like emphysema medicine they have to take. He has an emphysema and takes number
Emphysema.
of medication. You can't stop it.
what's the last
Yes.
option?
Remove NG
NG2.
tube. See, because NG tube can go to the trachea or in the esophagus. If
Yeah.
it is in the esophagus, then pH is low. This is
Yes.
confirmatory.
But if you remove the NG tube, then how will he
No, no,
manage?
you will
But-
remove
Re-
NG tube and
we
then
remove and
again
reinsert.
you will try.
Okay,
You'll try
but the
again
option
and
is not given, na, like
Yeah,
he will retry or not. That's quite
yeah, but
important.
removing would be the option maybe.
Yeah, yes. Although the National Patient Safety Agency (NPSA) says that NG fitting tube are safe to use when the pH of the aspiration is between 1 and 5.5, it specifically counsels not to flush tube with water before use. This is because a falsely reassuring pH can be obtained due to the mixing of water and the tube lubricant. This fits with the clinical picture here, where the tube is deviating at the level of the carina and is directed down into the left lung due to the expansions of the lung because of emphysema. Often the end of the tube can appear below the diaphragm and when in fact it is not. Okay.
So here pH low due to their flushing
This,
with water.
yeah, flushing and
Yeah.
this
No, the
mixing
fluid
of the
of the
lubricant.
yeah,
Yeah,
lubricant.
lubricant. Yeah,
Lubricant.
lubricant. Yeah.
So for the patient's security is first. If you remove,
Yeah,
then no harm will be
definitely.
done.
Yeah,
So
I
that
was thinking for that, but there's no like they didn't give the whether they try or not. That's
okay,
why.
it's okay.
Yeah.
There's such options. They are not
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah, but removing is the best, safest way.
Yeah. First save the patient.
Yeah.
Which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Send a second sample to confirm the UTI. Start amoxicillin, cefalexin, nitrofurantoin, 5-methylprednisolone. A 23-year-old woman present for her 14-week appointment in her first pregnancy. She is well and takes no medication apart from the vitamin supplementation. A urine specimen sent a few days earlier by her GP has grown a E. coli sensitive to the nitrofurantoin and 5-methylprednisolone. Routine observation in the clinic are entirely normal.
Nitro, yes.
Because we can't give the trimethoprim.
Trimethoprim.
The NICE guidance recommend treating the asymptomatic bacteriuria in pregnancy must a patient because of the risk of progression to pyelonephritis and subsequent increased risk of miscarriage. Nitrofurantoin 100 milligram modified release twice a day for 7 days is recommended if the estimated GFR more than 45 and the patient is not near term. Okay,
আচ্ছা
it is also
আপার
important GFR
ডিউটি হলে
45.
আমরা তো দিতাম সেফালেক্সিন দিতাম তাই না সেফালেক্সিন এর আগে একটা কোশ্চেন আমরা মনে করি
Yeah.
Yeah,
If it is will be
cephaloxime.
pyelonephritis can go for cephaloxime.
হুম
And GFR is important, 45, more than 45. Cephalexin is the third option in the treating the UTI in pregnancy. According to the NICE guidelines, and a dose of 500 milligram twice a day for 7 days is recommended. Since we are not given sensitivity result for cephalexin, this is not to be appropriate option here. Which of the following is the most appropriate next step? Add itraconazole, add levofloxacin, prednisolone, switch clarithrol for doxy, and switch clarithrol for levo. You are asked to review a 70-year-old man who has been admitted with right lower lobe pneumonia some 5 days earlier. He has been treated for the IV comoxiclav and clarithrol, yet he is still spiking a fever of 38.4 degrees each morning and evening. He still has a sign of right lower lobe consolidation. CRP is still elevated, and he has become mildly hyponatremic. Oxygen saturation on air is 91%. His blood pressure is 90/50, and chest X-ray appearance looks unchanged since admission, with no evidence of effusion.
So Clarithrol থেকে levofloxacin এ যাইতে হবে।
নো 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 এক মিনিট
হুম।
পেশেন্টের লিভোফ্লক্সাসিন লাগবে, এখন
Yeah,
সুইচ করব নাকি অ্যাড করব? পেশেন্ট কিন্তু কিছুটা রেসপন্স
সুইচ
করছে।
করব,
switch to clarithrol to for doxy levo.
সুইচ
না
করতে
না
হবে।
পেশেন্ট কিন্তু লেবোতে ক্লারিথ্রো কিছু রেসপন্স করছে, সিআরপি একটু কমছে।
No,
এখন
I think we have
Persistent
to
fever, spiking persistent fever তো আছে still।
CRP is very much decreased because we can't give
No, no,
two drugs like
CRP
clarithrol and
no
levo.
CRP previously before
Not too
149,
much,
now
not too
140.
much decreased CRP, just 9.
And why you are giving too much antibiotics? Just I think it's
Because patient is very much infected.
Patient is severe
Yeah,
condition due to
Yeah,
lesion.
patient has saturation low and BP also low.
yeah, but you have to just like switch now. If it will work, then why we give? It is not working here. Might be some resistance or
NICE guidelines demonstrate that in case of severe legionella pneumonia, we keep levofloxacin. And mild to moderate
Levofloxacin
case,
লাগবে,
keep
আমি এটাকে সুইচ করব না অ্যাড করব, এটা আমি
switch করবো, switch।
ওকে লেটস সি।
let's see. Yeah,
Add.
add this
Patient
patient
is
is
still
still
in hypoxic.
after 5 days of
একটা
antibiotic therapy.
অ্যান্টিবায়োটিক কাজ হবে না, দুইটা লাগবে।
Yeah, implying that he has a high intensity severity pneumonia. The failure to respond to beta lactam therapy is an elderly patient. In an elderly patient, ongoing hypoxia and unchanged CRP and hypernatremia raise the suspicion. As such, rather than substituting an antibiotic for a fluoroquinolone, it is appropriate to add the levofloxacin here. It is important to note that routine prescribing of quinolones for pneumonia is not recommended because of risk of tendon rupture and other adverse events associated with their use.
Yes.
Okay. Add it. Add. What is the which of the following is the most likely diagnosis? A 38-year-old man comes to the clinic for review. He has severe asthma symptoms which has failed to respond to the high dose inhaled corticosteroid, long-acting beta agonist, and Montolipas therapy. Okay, he has suffered from the left peroneal nerve palsy over the past few weeks. His GP has also noted his creatinine level is abnormal and has a hematuria and proteinuria. Eosinophilia is there. Okay,
EGP.
Priyanka is positive there. A 32-year-old, which of the following is the most appropriate prophylactic medication? A 32-year-old man presents to the emergency department for the third time in the past 6 weeks with the severe left-sided headache, with the pain emanating from the behind his eye. He has also developed a red eye on that side. With the tearing and the nasal congestion, he tells you that the headache came on the 1 hour after the falling asleep and is the 15th time it has happened over the past few months. Yeah, clustered, and the high flow oxygen and his headache improves over the course of
Verapamil.
Verapamil. High
Prophylaxis.
oxygen, yeah, prophylaxis. Which of the following is the most likely cause of her symptoms? 32-year-old woman with a grave disease comes to the clinic for review post-thyroidectomy. She refused referral for radioiodine because she has 2 young children and is unsure if her family is complete. She has recovered well from the surgery but is concerned as she has developed a hoarse voice and she cannot cough properly. Current medication includes the thyroxine 100 milligram, her weight is stable, her blood pressure 122/82, pulse of 70 and regular. Which nerve is the recurrent one?
Recurrent hoarseness of voice.
Yeah.
Recurrent laryngeal nerve.
Recurrent.
Hmm.
Surgeon cut the nerve.
Voice.
This patient has a symptoms with the hoarse voice and inability to cough properly are suggestive of recurrent laryngeal nerve injury. Injury led to the paralysis of the posterior adenoid muscles affected side and the inability to open the vocal cord properly. The recurrent laryngeal nerve are susceptible to injury because they pass close to the inferior thyroid arteries. They branch off the vagus nerve, the left nerve looping around under the aortic arch, and the right nerve looping under the right subclavian artery, then traveling upward. Transient injury may be seen in nearly 15% of the patient undergoing total thyroidectomy, and permanent nerve injury rates are much lower, that is 1 to 2% according to the case series.
Yeah.
Anatomy, whole anatomy taught us.
This is the last question for today.
Okay. Which of the following is the most appropriate intervention? Alcohol abstinence, liraglutide, metformin, pioglitazone, and vitamin E.
E. Hmm.
Okay. 44-year-old woman is referred to the liver clinic by her GP. An ultrasound of her liver has revealed increased echogenicity consistent with the hepatic steatosis and fibrous one of her liver, measured 15 kPa, less than 7 normal, that is, and she takes no medication and reports no previous medical illness. She drinks 2 glasses of wine per week and her blood pressure is 155/90 and pulse of 70 and regular. Cardiovascular and the respiratory examination is unremarkable. She is obese, has a soft, non-tender abdomen. Her body mass index is 35. The hemoglobin okay, WBC okay, platelet okay, sodium okay, and ALT is 189 and the AST is 201. AST is more than ALT.
Hmm.
ALP is raised, bilirubin is normal, and glucose is 6.2. And,
Fasting glucose is also a little bit increased.
yeah,
This is
fasting
NASH.
glucose.
Nash.
But
NASH.
one thing, like AST, why AST is raised in a much
Both are
than the
both are
ALT?
raised, not too much.
Immunodeficiency.
Yeah,
AST
not
is
too much.
double. If
Yeah,
it is
then we-
double,
More than 2.
Then
double
we
and
think,
go.
na?
A patient
Yeah.
here, a patient not
AST
significant alcoholic, only 2
more
plus
Okay,
than
then
5.
liraglutide,
Liraglutide, yes, first line.
Yes.
like
liraglutide.
that ultrasound is also showing hyperechogenic. This is favoring to the
Hyperechogenic.
NAS only. Yeah.
Yes. Patient obese.
Liraglutide will be good
Yeah.
for loss of weight.
Loss of
Yeah. This patient is obese with the significant comorbidities and including the hypertension, impaired fasting glucose, and the hepatic steatosis with the probable fibrosis based on the fibroscan, liver function test, and the platelet count, as he has achieved modest weight loss by dieting and with the exercise. He would fit with the obesity criteria for trial of liraglutide 3 milligram. This will drive improvement, weight loss, and normalize her fasting glucose, and liraglutide has been shown it to be the least 2 studies to reduce the hepatic steatosis.